How do you take the lead and build deeper relationships faster? The way I go about it, my mindset at the outset of every interaction that I have is I give people the platform so that they can demonstrate their personality to me. And the challenge is, how do you create that platform, and what platform must you create so that you become inviting, curious, they become curious about you, they want to know more about you, and you become attractive simultaneously. That's what I want to go over on today's video, how to build deeper relationships with people faster. Have you ever wondered how some people, you've ever seen them, or if you've ever interacted with me with other people, or if you've ever seen me interact with other people, you've seen me build deep relationships really, really fast. And it's as if I'm talking with someone who is my longtime friend, or you see them and you see their reactions, and you think, how can you build such deep relationships and deep rapport with someone and you just met them? And how can they be so curious about you? And despite your being good looking, I do nothing to appear impressive with other people. I believe that the more you try to appear impressive, the less impressive you actually are. So despite your appearing impressive, you don't wear any cologne, I don't wear any cologne, you don't dress up for the occasion, you don't even do your hair. If you ever seen my videos, I rarely ever do my hair. This is actually my wake-up hair, my bed hair. But forget about that, delete that in your mind. Pretend I do my hair on purpose. So let's say you've seen me interact with these people, and how is it that I can build deep relationships with people fast? I can show you the method in which I do it. I do it naturally, but there is a method to what appears to be chaotic, what appears to be madness. There's a method to the madness. And I can show you how that is. And it's not because I do it naturally. I wasn't born a gifted communicator, a gifted orator, or a gifted connector with people. It's because I've practiced it for such a long time that it becomes natural. Anything which you practice for a long time becomes natural to you. What did I say on yesterday's video? I said, anything which you're confident, anything which you're sublimely experienced, you make it look easy. The greatest pool players, for example, I played a lot of pool back then. The greatest pool players you've ever seen, or greatest athletes you've ever seen, they make things that are actually hard to do, make it look easy. And so you're just dumbfounded of how easy they make it look, or you take for granted that they do things that look easy, and then when you try it, it's entirely complicated to do. So that's what it is to when someone appears natural. When you see someone who appears naturally communicating, naturally connecting, they're like a natural leaders, for example, or they appear to be natural leaders, or they appear to do things really, really easily and effortlessly. It's not because they were born that way. I'll tell you a story. There was a man who was fascinated with leadership, and he was studying all the greatest leaders in the world. And he heard about this town on the west coast of the United States. And he went there. He traveled all the way from the East Coast. He traveled 3,000 miles. And then he finally found the town. And as he was walking into the town, he saw an old man sitting on a bench at the very entrance. It said, "Welcome to this town." And he was looking for directions. So he asked the old man, "Excuse me, sir, I heard in this town leaders were born." And because he knew that a lot of great leaders were born in this town, and so he was trying to find out what was it about this town that made it so great. And the old man looked at him, and the old man said, "No great leaders were born here, son. Only babies." So the lesson to that story is we are all born naked, without any thought, without any beliefs, without any knowledge of communication, without any knowledge of anything. What we've done is we've utilized our most impressive and amazing mechanism, which we refer to as our brain. And because of this brain, we've learned information and we've developed preferences on how we learn information. I want you to listen to that. We've developed preferences on how to we learn information. So going back, let me just introduce myself. I am Ron John. I am an open relationships expert. I live in Las Vegas. I'm the head trainer at Great Relationships University, an online course. And I own the top Tantra therapy business in Las Vegas. My agenda for you today, what I want to teach you, is 3 parts. Number 1 is I want to teach you what is the psychology needed, what is the mindset you need so you can lead and develop deeper relationships faster. Number 2 is I want to teach you how to become open, receptive, attractive, and curious, and have other people be compelled towards you. How you can be open, how you can be compelling and attractive simultaneously. And number 3 is how do you take the lead? And how do you build deeper relationships faster? What is the methodology? What is the method to what appears to be chaotic? If you watch WandaVision, she just revealed her chaos magic. It's pretty interesting. It reminds me of that. But aside from that, number four is what is Ttmp? I'll talk about that more. It's very fascinating. It's really interesting. And learning Ttmp will help you network better, get more friends, and get more professional partners if you are in a profession in your career. Build a bigger career faster. You ready for that? My sponsor for today is BlockFi. I want you to check them out. BlockFi is, I believe that Bitcoin is one of the most amazing forms of monies that's ever been created, one of the strongest form of money that's ever been created, one of the most fungible, one of the most rare form of money. And BlockFi is an amazing company, a very secure company where you can exchange dollars into Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin or you can trade Bitcoin into dollars or other cryptocurrencies that you're interested in. And they recently came out with a credit card that returns you, instead of 1.5% cash back, they return you on what you spend 1.5% cash back in Bitcoins. And you get a $250 bonus on the first certain amount of you spend. And it's an amazing credit card. If you want to check that out, go to the link in the caption below. It's an amazing company, and I essentially transferred all of my treasury, all of my most of my investments into BlockFi because they give you a 6 to 8% return on your Bitcoin. And with a credit card, they give you 1.5% cash back in Bitcoins. All right, so let's begin with our training for today. Number 1, what is the psychology and the mindset that you need to have so that you can become attractive, compelling, interesting, and have other people be curious about you? The mindset that you have to have so you can build deeper relationships faster is that you must live your life in the way that you would like. Live your life for your own reasons and have your own actualized goals or goals that you want to actualize in your life. Live the life that you would like, and as a result, attract other people to you. Live the life that you would like, and as a result, get laid like a rock star. That's gonna sound simple, but if you actually alter the way you think into you're living your life, and as a byproduct, get laid like a rock star, it's because the reason that's the case, and the reason why that works in that way, in that very specific way. Am I still recording? Yeah. It's because you don't require the validation of other people whom you don't know nor admire, and that in itself makes you very attractive. I'll go over that in a different video. That's a very important note. What is the other mindset that you need to have so that you can get laid like a rock star? It's the mindset of you offer people the platform so that they can demonstrate their personality. This is the mindset that you must have when you interact with people. You are not trying to get their validation. You're not trying to see what they think about you. You're merely living your life in the way that you would like, doing things that you would like, never bending for other people, never dishonoring yourself, never foregoing the love that you have for yourself. Love yourself the most. And then, as a result of your living, offering people an opportunity so they can demonstrate themselves, their personality. When I go up to people and interact with them, I see that they could be someone I could be interested in. Not that I'm interested in them already. They appear to be interesting, whether they're an interesting appearing person or whether they look cool or they appear hot or they appear simultaneously cool and hot. By my interacting with them, I've acquired that information. And now because I've acquired that information, I want to get to know more about them. I don't at the outset say, oh, look, it's my wife, or look, it's my girlfriend. No, they're an individual whom I don't know nor recognize nor admire. How can you admire someone you don't know? I don't know anything about them, and so I go up to them wanting to know more about them. And so what I do is I give them the platform so that they can demonstrate their personality to me. I have enough experience, well over a decade, interacting with people to recognize, and anybody whom you know that interacts with a lot of people know this, except you don't know that many people that interact with people that take it in a sexual manner. So I'm a pretty unique individual that I can give you this advice. That people that are hot or cool appearing, they seem cool and they appear hot, could immediately demonstrate or subtly demonstrate. This is why you give them a platform, not merely just a brief moment, but for a little while, you give them a platform so that they can demonstrate their personality, because some people you're really excited about and they will demonstrate they're actually off-putting, they're annoying, they don't have the right mindset, they won't align with you, they're disingenuous, they're racist, they're bigoted, whatever the case is, you'll find out by giving them the platform to demonstrate themselves. How do you give them the platform? Well, number two, that's number one, the psychology and the mindset. Number two is, how do you become open and receptive so that people can demonstrate themselves to you? Now, in my online course, in the online course that I'm the head trainer of, Great Relationships University, I teach you a lot of techniques and methods and strategies so that you can become inviting and open and receptive. I'll give you my number one. The number one is your smile. This is a tremendous problem. It was a tremendous problem for me in the very beginning. If you ask people, or if you can just test it out for yourself. Everything I say, never take it without a grain of salt. Always take everything I say with a grain of salt. Test it out for yourself. Test everything out before. The only way you can build confidence is through experience. We talked about that yesterday. Test out everything that I say. Don't just take it as granted, or don't just take it as, hey, he said it, therefore it works. Despite my credibility, despite my experience, despite my title, test it out for yourself. Smile, and I want you to recognize when you interact with other people how it's easy to build a deep connection with them, because just simply by their smile, how inviting it is, other people smile. There's a lot of science towards it, a lot of evolutionary psychology reasoning for it. But the way I want you to practice your smile is, by the way, if you're seeing this video and you're not telling me that I got something on my lip, you gotta tell me. Yesterday I was watching my video and the whole time there was this skin on my lip that I need to pull out. Anyways, where was I? I can be open or receptive. Your smile, right? So the way I want you to practice your smile is I want you to overtly smile. Smile more than this is how I learned how to smile. because you don't know you're subconsciously turning people away. You're subconsciously, in other words, without your knowing it, you're turning people off. You're turning people away from you. You're becoming non-receptive and non-open. But by simply, I could be cross-hand. There's a lot of belief that you can interact with people with your arms crossed and they'll turn them off. I don't find that to be true. What I do find to be true is your facial expression will be the determiner, will be the gateway to how people will find you either attractive or open or receptive. Because when people are interacting with you, they're taking in a lot of information at any one time. Remember the other day I told you that you're taking in 2.4 million bits of information at any one moment, 6 to 9 of which you process consciously, everything which you don't process. Well, when you meet and interact with one person, they're about double that amount, 4 million bits of information, because not only are you focusing on them and the information that's going on around you, you're also focusing on yourself. How do I look to this person? How do I seem? What are my hands doing? What are my lips doing? What is my face doing? You're now completely, that's why I talked about on the first idea that you must change your mindset to you offer people the platform so they can demonstrate their personality. Here's the reason why that's important. So when you're focusing on millions of bits of information, they're also focusing on millions of bits of information. But their eyes and their ears and their senses are focused towards, guess what area? Your eyes and your face and your voice. And your voice changes when you smile. If you ever talk to someone on the phone, you can tell they're not smiling. And if you've ever talked to someone on the phone and they're smiling, you're very receptive. They're very inviting. You want to talk more with them. This is a customer service skill. So the way you practice your smile, the way you improve your smile, the way I improved my smile, because there's something called the RBF, the resting bitch face, which people take pride of. Get rid of that pride. Become inviting. And by the way, gentlemen, the reason why women really like to propagate the RBF, the resting bitch face, is because it's not because women can't or don't like to pick up men. The reason is because if they were the one who were first to approach men, they wouldn't know whether he's a douchebag, but they would have green-lighted him so that he will never give up, never stop interacting with her if he turns out to be a douchebag. Which is the reason why they take pride in their RBF, because it's a very simple way for them to turn away men who appears to be douchebags. It's not because they don't want to be the first one interacting. It's because if they interact, the guy may never leave her alone. So aside from that, the RBF has no purpose other than turning people off. So if you don't want to turn people off, get rid of that RBF. Be inviting, smile big. Smile so that your eyes are also smiling. And the way you practice that is you smile overtly, like really silly, a silly smile, huge smile. I'm demonstrating it. And then when you're out in public, it'll get rid of that the medium will be the appropriate smile. That's my medium smile. That's my overt smile. Look really silly. Look silly in practice so that you can come to a medium, because when you practice an appropriate smile, you'll go back to your regular RBF and you'll appear non-inviting. Okay, so I'll leave it alone for that. If you want to find out more technique strategies, go to greatrelationshipsyou.com. Number 3, how do you take the lead? And how do you build deeper connection faster? What is the definition of taking the lead? And what is the definition of deep relationships? Or rather, deeper relationships faster. Taking the lead is simply escalation. Know where you want the relationship to go, and then escalate it, continue to progress the relationships towards that goal. If you want to develop if you want to negotiate with a partner or a business, You escalate, you progress your relationship with them with each interaction so that it leads to that ultimate conclusion. If you want to lead them, if your goal is to take them to bed or build a relationship with them, a deep relationship with them, you therefore continually progress the relationship so that you come closer and closer to building a deep relationship with them or taking them to bed. What is the definition of a deep relationship? Faster. A deeper relationship faster. All that means is condensed time frames. At some point in your relationship with someone, you're going to have a deep relationship with them. What if that takes you 7 years? That's fair. To build a deep relationship with someone whom you have tremendous intimacy, intimacy, by the way, is how well you know the person. Well, what if you can condense that into 3 years? Now, anything you can do in 3 years, you can do in 1 year. Anything you can do in 1 year, you can do in 1 month. Do you understand? How do you condense time frames? Well, you interact with them as if, that's a big challenge, right? Build that much intimacy in a very short time frame. Well, you can begin with interacting with them as you know them already. How do you interact with someone who is your best friend? Where you have a certain mannerism, you have a certain tonality, you have a certain way of speaking with them in which you're completely comfortable. You have no signs of discomfort. You're completely comfortable talking about what you would like. You talk about things that you don't talk about with anybody else, such as, how your day went. You immediately share with them, you're open to sharing with them just how your day went and something very deep and meaningful to you. Now, when you interact with people in this way, you immediately transfer to them that emotion and they immediately just interact with you. For some reason, they interact with you in a deeper manner, in a way that they would interact with their best friend. Now, introductions. I teach a 4-hour course on that on greatrelationshipsu.com, so check that out. But if you want to interact with people, build deeper relationship faster, you want to build deeper intimacy and deeper connection faster, a connection is built when you have commonality. Rapport is built when you have commonality. So how do you find out things that you're in common with that person? You talk about more things in little time. You talk about more things in little time. When one person is talking about their introduction, hey, so what do you do? What do you like? What do you do for work? Oh, really? Tell me more about that. I talk about 5 things in about 5 minutes. I talk about this, and this. They're completely different subjects. I seem to be ADD, but I'm not. I talk about different things, and then we connect on some things. We connect on a few things. Some things build into deeper conversations. Some things phase out, some things you don't build any rapport with. And then those things that you connect with, you talk about more things. And then now we've talked about 100 things in 1 hour. And now we seem to have known each other for a very long time, despite our only having known each other for 1 hour. This is how you condense time frame. So what is number 4? Ttmp. Ttmp is talk to more people. The problems you're having when connecting with people and building deeper relationship faster is because you're not talking to enough people. I want you to recognize that you will not be connecting with a lot of people whom you communicate. And the higher echelon you become, the more sophisticated you are as a person, the more sophisticated you are as a business individual, the more sophisticated you are as a communicator, the more sophisticated you are in the things that you love doing, your passion, your business, the more sophisticated you are in your intelligence, the lesser and lesser people whom you'll build connection with. So I want you to recognize that most of your problem with building deeper connection faster, deeper relationships faster, is because you're not talking to enough people. Talk to more people, Ttmp. In a professional setting, the reason why you are not developing your business faster is because you don't have enough clients, customers, or relationships with clients and customers. And the reason why you don't have enough clients and customers is because you're not talking to more people, or you're not marketing enough so that your messaging, your communication is going out to enough people. TTMP will solve most of your problems. TTMP also provides you a platform so that you can practice with people. First of all, with the mindset, getting them to demonstrate who they are, and then you'll find out that some people you really align with, and then those people you build friendships with, and then those people go through your rigmarole of either they become significant or not significant, and then those significants either become some people become really significant, and then to which the ultimate actualization of which is that by the end of your life, you will have about how many friends would you like to have? How many deep friends, relationships with people, would you like on your deathbed? If on your deathbed you have 5 deep relationships, great people, great friends, then all of the thousands of people who you interacted with so that you can find those 5 would have been worth it. That's the trading for today. Again, I want you to visit my sponsor. I'm going to give you a call to action, what you should do right now so that you can take the lead and build deeper relationships faster. But before that, I want to talk about my sponsor, BlockFi. Take a look at them. It's an amazing company, very secure company. I've used it for a while. The reason why I partnered with them is because I use them so much and I love them so much. You can change your dollars into Bitcoin and change Bitcoin into dollars. You could even get a loan from them against your Bitcoin, which is a tax preferred move. So because every time you make money from Bitcoin, you get taxed. But if you borrow against it, you don't get taxed. Aside from that, check out their Visa credit card, which give you 1.5% cash back. So what is my call to action for you? Number 1, I want you to affirm to yourself that from here forward, I want you to say to yourself, you could even try saying it to yourself every morning when you wake up, say to yourself, my goal is to give people the platform so that they can demonstrate to me their personality. I will be open and inviting. I will be interesting in the way that I will be intriguing and compelling because I talk about them. I'm interested in them. I'm curious about them. So curious as to that it's as if I'm talking to them as they are my best friend. I want you to practice your smile. I want you to overtly smile so it's so silly. So when I interact with people, my smile is appropriate. And I'm inviting and I'm smiling with my eyes and I'm open. What do you think? What are your advice on being open? Tell me what you think about taking the lead and building deeper relationships faster. Have you seen anyone build deep relationships fast to appear natural in a setting? What do you do to build connections with people? I'd love to know. Leave it in the comments below. Share this video if you could. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.